Vor ein paar Tagen kam das neue OnePunchMan Chapter raus. Chapter 182. Und dann, vor 19 Stunden, Digga, kam das Video von MaSTAR raus. It's over. SAITAMA vs. Full Power Tatsumaki ends. Ja, wie der Titel schon sagt, ist es gerne in diesem Chapter. Ich schaue mir jetzt das Review an. Classic, wie immer. Letztes Mal war es Anti-IQ. Vorletztes Mal auch. Jetzt MaSTAR Media. Nächstes Mal wieder Anti-IQ, Digga. Ganz einfache Sache.
Alright, my beautiful baldies, we're back with OnePunchMan Chapter 182. And
Die Coverpage schon mal übelste Menge.
in this chapter, the battle between SAITAMA and Tatsumaki finally wraps up. Definitely dragged on a little bit too long. We get some great character progression here from Tatsumaki and SAITAMA and Fubuki. A
Stimmt, man sieht da noch mal, es geht noch mal ein paar Flashbacks. Das war sehr gut gemacht, ne?
cameo from Blast.
Die meisten sagen besser als im Webcomic. Andere wiederum sind einfach nur auf dem Webcomic, Digga. Die sind komplett da. Es ist nicht so wie im Webcomic. Scheiße. Nein. Meiner Meinung nach der Manga besser. Da, mute.
Right after this. This video is brought to you starting off with the cover page here.
Peak.
Chapter 182, Unascertained, with Saitama and Tatsumaki on the cover. Saitama with his noodle sauce t-shirt.
Moment mal, was bedeutet nochmal unascertained?
Ungeklärt. Unascertained.
Unascertained. Unascertained.
Unascertained.
Unascertained. Ungeklärt.
Really cool looking cover. Love this. And I also love that this mini arc is finally wrapped up. Not that I hated it or anything like that. I just think it dragged on a little bit too long. Specifically, like Saitama, he does throw one punch in this chapter, like, but not at Tatsumaki. It kind of
Ja, nur so, sich befreit so mäßig, der ist doch egal.
at least like blew her away with a wave. So we see that in the Hero Association, the battle between Saitama and Tatsumaki is having pretty cataclysmic damage in the surrounding area. The energy levels are.
The meter broke.
This is two
Classic.
major titans of the series going up against each other. And we also see that in this Hero Association living quarters area, Forte is looking out the window at all the rumbling, thinking maybe I have to go out there and fight some monsters. And
Ja, will da jemand helfen, Digga. Er will helfen gehen, Monster zu kämpfen. Dann ist er der Saitama, Digga.
lands on the wall right next
Und dann?
clinging onto it like Spider-Man. Saitama remembers that they had a little tuffle, Forte and Saitama, the last time they met. Forte challenged Saitama to a fight and then got hit by a car. So Saitama just blasts off the wall and dives directly into Tatsumaki's full power tornado storm.
Dann sieht er das einfach.
Guess the rematch can wait. We see
Ja, genau so.
Tatsumaki chasing after Saitama, and she's covered in sweat. And she says that, darn it, I ended up getting carried away and miscalculated my output limits. Saitama's achieved what he wanted to achieve, is just tucker her out. Just wear her out, and he's been pretty successful in doing so.
Ja, Digga hat keinen Damage bekommen, Bruder.
By the way, pay attention to the hilarious expressions
And I'm supposed to be the one testing this guy. What a blunder.
and models of Saitama and Tatsumaki in this chapter. There's a lot of
Und dann kommt der Leser.
things of both of them, both cool and comical. And as always, that's one of the best things about OnePunchMan is the character models are loose, and Murata is just an expert at being able to depict the same character in so many different styles, essentially.
Ist so.
But all flows together in a great continuity. So as the narrator states, as up until now, without any opponents outside of life or death battles that could take Tatsumaki on, the battle with Saitama was fun. A lot of these smiles that she's had during this whole little
Ja, das ist so die Realisation von ihr. Weil sie das erste Mal so outgehen konnte. Weil sie bis jetzt nur gedacht hat, dass es mit Blast so möglich wäre. Weil Blast ihrer Meinung nach das Stärkste ist. Ne? Danach realisiert es auch das fucking Fubuki, Digga. Weil sie überrascht ist, dass Tatsumaki auf jemand anderes seine Worte hört. Who's this Baldy?
mini arc in a battle with Saitama is because she's actually kind of excited. I think what that means to me is she acknowledges how strong Saitama is indirectly. Like, she would never say that to his face, but she can definitely tell that, hey, this is a guy that can take a beating and I can go all out on and not really have to worry about too much. You'd imagine it'd be the same thing with Saitama, for example, if he, in his battle with Garo, that actually could have been fun for Saitama if Genos and all the other heroes hadn't died already. She had assumed that such an opponent was only possible in Blast, but this weird man is, and you see her sweating and veins popping out of her head, and she's like, I gotta end this quickly, because she's running out of psychic powers.
Imagine.
Stamina. Breathtaking shot after breathtaking
Wirklich,
shot.
Digga. Ab und zu die Pages, Mann. Ab und zu die Pages, wo so gezeichnet ist, Digga. So die Bam, die Punches, die Schläge, die Explosions, Digga. Die sind so gut gezeichnet. Digga. Nee, Bruder, das ist einfach nur Respekt.
Tsunami wave of rocks. This is not water. This is rocks. So Tatsumaki is trying to encapsulate
Imagine, du zeichnest sowas.
all of this rubble. What's the Naruto move Gaara does? He makes like the sand pyramid. Similar sort of stuff here. No, as she throws all of this whole
Schaut euch das an.
top of
What
Saitama,
the
he seems
fuck?
to just be running directly through it, which stuns and shocks Tatsumaki. And we finally see he threw a punch to just blow away her attack, effortlessly unharmed.
Wer hätte das gedacht?
And it's at this point that Tatsumaki lands on the ground, and now she starts to get nervous because Saitama still, after all of this attacks and
Siehst so. Deswegen auch ein Grund, warum ich die Reviews anschaue. Ich sehe das erst jetzt.
battle that's been going on.
Ab und zu genauer. Beim Lesen konzentriert man sich dann manchmal mehr auf die Texte. Bei einer Review schaue ich mir nochmal genau die Bilder an manchmal.
Is not phased
It is what it is, man.
even remotely.
Beim Manga lesen passt man ab und zu gewisse Sachen manchmal. Natürlich, wenn übelst krasse Sachen sind, aber Details beim Zeichnen, die fallen meistens nur den Theoretikern auf. Leute, die Chapter lesen, wenn sie am Tag, wo sie rauskommen, weil man hat nichts anderes zu lesen, lol. Aber wenn man das am Verfolgen ist und so, dann wird es schwer, die Details sich da anzuschauen und dass sie einem überhaupt auffallen.
And this wasn't even a real punch. I mean, he just blew away her strongest attack with a punch. Imagine if he hit her with that punch. I think she's starting to come to grips
Ja, chill mal, Digga, wird er nicht machen.
with that idea. Saitama says you're already staggering, don't overpush yourself, and that obviously pisses her off quite a bit, so she zaps him again with her psychic power, which is, you know, what she did.
Boah, I'm floating, awesome.
Lift him
Das fand ich etwas sehr interessant.
time. So if you remember, last time she was just making his muscles twitch, now she's using her full power, and I guess she's
Da,
trying
den Satz. Oh, he's heavy. Wie, he's heavy? Wie soll ich das interpretieren? Wie, he's heavy? Er ist ja nicht schwer, Digga. Er wiegt ja nicht, keine Ahnung wie viel Kilo. Sie benutzt so viel Kraft, so viel Force, dass sie ihn raus in Space, raus in den Weltraum steuern könnte. To blow him out to space. So viel Force benutzt sie, sagt sie gerade. Also hat er selber irgendwelche Force? Ich glaube, das versteht keiner.
fling him out into space or something like that. She's freaking out and sweating because she's like, he's so heavy. I'm using enough force to blow him out of space, and she can barely just lift him. I'm curious for any of the experts in the comments if any of you would be able to figure out from this exactly how much Saitama weighs. If you could figure out something else.
Okay, Digga, was? It's a Willpower Strength Feat. Aha, okay, das würde Sinn ergeben. Aber ich will gerne Mathematiker dazu sehen.
That Tatsumaki
Gibt ja einige Mathematiker. Wie viel, was müsste der Furz, bla bla bla, dass Saitama sich zurück zum Mond schleudern könnte. Zurück zur Erde vom Mond aus schleudern könnte. Oder vom fucking Jupiter, wo auch immer er war, Digga.
lifted, how much that weighs.
Ich hab's vergessen. Fuck. Venus? I don't fucking know, man. Irgendein Planet, Digga, das ergibt gar keinen Sinn.
Perhaps one of you geniuses could come up with an equation that figures out Saitama's weight. I'd actually like to know, but it's gotta be more than a mountain, if you think about it. I mean, Tatsumaki has lifted cities, so Saitama's gotta be, I don't know, the weight of the moon. So as she's struggling here with all of her power, something like, she has like an aneurysm or something, like something clicks in her head, and
Something just snapped.
struggling. Saitama says
Something
Grumpy
inside
is
of me.
not an enemy or anything, and obviously she's extremely frustrated. She doesn't lose to anyone except Blast. Tatsumaki replying, "Shut up! I have no interest in getting friendly with you."
Damn, bro.
Saitama burns her so badly here. I just cracked up when I read this. He says, "Like I said, you view human relationships too lightly. I mean, you're being stopped right now by the power
By?
of Fubuki's mere acquaintance."
Damn!
Drives her crazy because she just went on that whole spiel about how weak Fubuki's acquaintances are. At least the Blizzard crew.
Digga, stimmt.
He's just rubbing salt in her wound right now, pretty much, and I love it. So we get some great backstory here.
Bam.
Maki and the Tsukuyomi.
Blast, so this is you. This very blah blah blah.
Corrupt Esper criminals that hijack, you know, Esper kids and, I don't know, torture them or turn them into Tsukuyomi.
Ja, das ist, what the fuck ist das?
Remembers Blast because she sees Blast in Saitama being someone that's actually above her. The first image we get is of Blast saying, "Protect your family," and as we know, know that's like the end of their interaction. So after Blast rescued Tatsumaki,
Das ist mir nicht... Digga, ich liebe die Reactions, das fällt mir auf. Blast hat so gemacht, dann SAITAMA auch nachher so gemacht.
Facility, the research facility, we get to see a toddler Fubuki and a 10-year-old Tatsumaki comes and flies in through the window, coming to rescue Fubuki. And here we get to see a bunch of Tsukuyomis, and these all look like the Tsukuyomi that Tatsumaki fought just a few chapters ago. So they all have similar appearance, it seems like.
So weird, Digga.
Tatsumaki, and she literally just vaporizes them like Tetsuo from Akira.
Easy win. Whoa!
Murdering 4 people in front of her baby sister. And this triggers something in Fubuki, understandably.
Something just snapped.
Psychic powers for the
Das erste Mal, genau.
blowing Tatsumaki away. That was the awakening of Fubuki's powers. But Tats did rescue her little sister, and from that point on, she never gave up on her little sister. Thinking to herself, she says, I was the one who dragged Fubuki to a harsh fate. I have the responsibility to protect Fubuki without relying on anyone else. And she remembers Blast kind of just walking away, to which she chased him down and
Yeah.
you know, don't leave me. I mean, she's very lonely. We get a ton of character development.
Seht sie ihn als Vaterfigur? Wird doch auch zum Teil, kann das sein?
Tatsumaki in this chapter. If she's one of your favorite characters, I'm sure you absolutely love this one because we're finding out the source of her emotions and her attitude. The narrator says the only adult who set Tatsumaki free was Blast. She has excessive expectations of Blast. I'm sure Blast will respect me after I've gotten strong. I'm sure he'll teach me a better way to lead my life. But every time she confronted Blast, it appears, she says, I've tried really hard.
Wo ich das gelesen habe, dachte ich mir so, Moment mal, Digga, wenn Gott das ausnutzt, kann das gefährlich werden.
But nothing works out. I don't
Aber hat ja nicht funktioniert. Irgendwas war da mal, ne? Das war ja was. Hat ja nicht geklappt. Zum Glück. Mit Tatsumaki. Weil sie realisiert hat. Weil er immer gesagt hat, irgendetwas mit sich soll keine Kraft von jemand anderem nehmen. Oder was auch immer. Irgendetwas hat er gesagt, Moment. Wenn du mal alleine bist, dann erwarte nicht, dass dir jemand helfen kommt. Genau so. Oder irgend so etwas war das. So eine huge sentence, Digga. Die kann nur einem Genie einfallen. Versteht ihr das?
don't want everyone to be afraid of me, but unless they are, things will be just like before. I guess this is after she was rescued from the research facility, although it looks like she's kind of in the same hospital garments or whatever. And I guess she just met up with Blast again. This may be a different time that she met up with him, and she's trying to tell him, you know, she's listening to his advice to not expect anyone to save her, so she has to get really strong.
Don't expect anyone to save her when you're alone and when you're about to lose or something like that, man. Yeah, I don't fucking know.
And she's saying, you know, I don't want everyone to be afraid of me, but like the only way I can get to the point which you've stated is if I get so strong that everyone's afraid of me, right? So she says, Blast, what should I do? And as he turns, and I don't even know why they're shading out his face. I mean, I do like the imagery here and everything. Blast is my favorite character in OnePunchMan, easily. And then Flashy Flash. And, well, I mean, Saitama obviously is up there too. But, I mean, we know what Blast looks like. So I guess this is just, you know, imagery to depict the memory that Tatsumaki
Ich glaube auch, weil es ist alles so hell.
But he turns into
Und das wurde, glaube ich, so gezeichnet, dass man hier die Transition machen kann zu Saitama.
flash of light, and she gets blinded.
Wegen der Glatze.
And then we see what's blinded. It's Saima's bald head. You gotta do me like that, man. It's like this. I'm trying to recreate the shot from the manga panel. Tatsumaki finally tuckered herself out, and she just straight up passed out at this point. She's trained so hard on Saitama that she passed out. And I love this little picture here of Saitama crouching over her tiny little body. Look how, I swear, she gets smaller every chapter.
Digga, ich schwör auf alles.
She looks like she's 3 years old there. You know?
Ist einfach so.
Saitama's saying, you all right? Are you done? I was trying to keep your rampage to where
Also ich glaube, Saitama betrachtet sie immer noch als Kind. Kann es sein?
around, but I couldn't really contain you. I don't know what kind of training is done for your psychic powers, but you must train really hard. You're
Digga, wie er so positiv sein kann. Saitama ist so ein geiler Charakter.
very impressive. And Tatsumaki just kind of like hunches over contemplating life at this point.
Boah, und Punchman wird ja so geil, wenn Saitama irgendwann mal gegen Gott kämpft oder was auch immer da geplant wird. Boah, da interessiert mich nicht der Fight an und für sich. Da interessieren mich die Gedankengänge, die Saitama hat, das, was da gelabert und geredet wird, das wird doch so geil sein. Oh mein Gott. Finally a worthy opponent. Spaß.
Because she finally met her match, and she doesn't really understand what this means for her future. Because Blast told her, and she's lived her entire life by this creed, don't expect someone to come save you. And now
Zum Glück, zum Glück.
Who could save her? Saitama drops a bomb on her right here, which I think really shocks her to the core and actually changes her. And he says, Esper or whatever, you can live your life as you like, but if you want to rampage, don't break other people's stuff. I think you'd be a great
Und
hero
da und das.
if you just abide by.
Wie blessed.
And we
Wie
get
blessed.
an adorable picture here of Saitama patting Tatsumaki
Weil er glaubt, sie ist ein Kind.
as she
Zu
looks
100%.
up to him. So there's a lot of symbolism here.
Ja, das ist sehr gut gemacht.
And Saitama, although obviously they're not, the same character.
Ja, aber soll das dasselbe hinausgehen?
Before
Versteht das?
Blast was revealed and everything. But I think what this is trying
Die
to
Gefühle, die Tatsumaki hat, sind da dieselben.
it's going to soften her core. She's going to kind of come to terms with several things here. For one being, now there's two people stronger than her out there. Somebody may save her if she gets into trouble, and she could actually be liked if she just stopped going on rampages, destroying everyone's stuff, especially Saitama's house. So we should see some major changes in her character in the future, but probably not too much yet. I think it'll take her like an adjustment period, but this could all lead up to some major, character arc sort of thing in the future for her. But that's when Fubuki showed.
Damn!
And I was like, when I saw this, I was like, oh damn, like I think they're about to fight, but probably.
Dachte ich auch.
And here's the interesting thing. Fubuki says, I left my members behind, Big Sis. I finally listened to you and got rid of all these weaklings behind me because I need to just fight for myself. But as she's telling Tatsumaki, she just had the revelation that the creed she's lived her life by may not be 100% of the truth. Fubuki saying, just as you said, my perception was naive. I will also fight alone just like you. Because Fubuki wants to get stronger as well. But Tatsumaki's like, yeah, it's a nice attitude, but your groupies over there don't fully understand it yet. And we get some crazy sadistic looks at it.
Ist so, Digga.
She really hates the
Plötzlich.
Blizzard group. The Blizzard group desperately wants to stick with Fubuki. I mean, I would too. I wouldn't leave her side either, man. But as Tatsumaki gets ready to blow them away, Fubuki actually ends up doing it first. And so she kind of has this like little revelation that like, these guys, maybe they're weak, but they're so determined. So what are you gonna do if you
Da war Tatsumaki geschockt, da Fubuki da an ihrer Stelle eingegriffen ist.
weak, but they're so determined. So what are you gonna do?
Weil sie nicht damit gerechnet hat.
If you can't even fend off my own power, you better stand up and get stronger. And so she's like basically training them right now, like blowing them away, and she's really trying to, get them to, I guess, learn resistance, the psychic power, or whatever, just get stronger in general. Really love this shot here. Saitama next to Tatsumaki. And Saitama's like, why don't you let them have it? It's not
Ich schwör auf alles.
follow her around like a sad puppy. Like, you just
Hey, it's none of your business.
that maybe bonds are important and you don't have to live your life alone as a wretched, angry old hag. Saitama's saying, I couldn't even beat a wolf level
Und dieser Shot, Digga.
before I started muscle training. They're weak right now.
Einfach so plötzlich, Digga. Einfach so plötzlich kurzer Real Talk. I couldn't even beat a wolf level before I started muscle training. Hä? Even though they're weak now, no one can tell where their limit is. Schaut ihn euch an.
Now, but no one can tell what their limit is. And so Saitama's like, just let them follow around, like let them train as long as they're dedicated and they're not,
Boah, diese Szene ist auch geil.
strong enough to help her out one day. And I mean, I guess, I don't think they will. Saitama will take care of any threats, but
Bruh.
this panel's hilarious. Tatsumaki's had enough, and she just sucked
Das ist so goofy, Digga.
her sister. Like, get over here. That's enough. Let's get out of here. I came here to deal with psychos, but I overused too much energy on unnecessary things. I'll let you guys off the hook for today on this Baldy's request, but and Saitama's like, don't touch me.
Bruh.
Bald head. I love having my head rubbed, man. You kidding me? If anything happens to Fubuki, I will never forgive you. Keep that in your mind.
Sieht aus wie fucking. Wie heißt die? Die Chimera Ant. Die. Fuck! Neferpito. Neferpito. Never bitter. I don't fucking know, wie man das ausspricht. Ihr wisst, wen ich meine.
And that power from her looks terrifying. Another absolutely awesome picture here of Tatsumaki standing next to Saitama.
Die sind wirklich amazing.
Just the shading composition of this page alone, just so good. And she's trying to like save face. She's saying, Saitama, you know,
And I feel like it, I'll give you another surprise test, so be grateful.
this test still isn't over yet. When I feel like it, I'll give you another
Stop,
surprise.
Cap, wird nicht klappen.
And Saitama says, yeah, F.
Ja, fuck that. Das stand einfach dort, ja, fuck that.
Hilarious face. Fubuki can't believe that Tatsumaki is actually listening to Saitama, saying that for Big Sis to care about someone else's opinion, who on earth is that Baldy? And yeah, so now, you know, there's two people she'll listen to, Saitama and Blast. Saitama says, see ya, don't rampage anymore, don't destroy my house. Something happens at the end here, I'm not really sure, like, this guy told Fubuki something, and she's like, huh?
Ja, das haben wir nicht erfahren.
I'm not sure what that's about, but I guess we'll find out in the next chapter. Very happy that this little mini arc is done. I was hoping we'd see Tatsumaki versus Fubuki. That would have been pretty exciting. We still may get that in the future. But yeah, now that this arc is
Ich fand's gut.
we're going to be diving into some new mini arcs throughout this season. I guess this will be like technically, you know, season 3 or whatever, the third arc of One Punch Man.
Ja.
So I'll make some videos, but we'll probably get introduced to the Neo heroes soon.
Ja, genau das.
Other little mini arcs that happen about
Okay.
Mask and the ninjas and other
Stimmt. Boah.
I love this chapter. I love the character progression.
Same.
I just think that this whole fight could have been like 2 chapters instead of like 5.
Egal, ich hab's genossen.
People really enjoyed this. I've seen
Ja.
Twitter and the One Punch Man Reddit.
Ist doch geil.
People
Lass doch.
love Tatsumaki.
Lass ihn kochen, Digga.
I love her. So
Das ist OnePunchMan. Das ist nicht der, keine Ahnung was für ein Anime, Digga. Manga, der am Ende da produziert wird. Ich verstehe nicht, warum sich Leute da beschweren und irgendwie über die Länge, über was auch immer. Also, ich betrachte es nicht mal, dass das gestreckt wird. Ja, Bruder, ich weiß auch nicht. Ich find's geil. Mir macht's nicht aus. Wenn es jemand ausmacht, Bruder, dann ist halt so. Musst du halt selber wissen, was du hier liest oder nicht. Soll ich sagen, Mann? Was soll ich sagen? Genau. Also, dann sieht man sich bei der nächsten fucking Reaction, was auch immer, Digga. I don't fucking know.